I wanted to make a little video about artificial intelligence, AI, LLMs, large language models, because I think there's a lot of misinformation or misunderstanding about what AI is and what AI can do and what AI will do going forward. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Nowadays, a lot of people are raised and educated outside of the logistics that keep them alive. It's not a moral statement. It's not good or bad. It's just what is. It's a fact. And so, because people are raised outside of the logistics that keep them alive, food, water, sewage, everything, right? Logistics, transportation, shipping, warehousing, mineral extraction, everything is usually outside of the scope of most people, of what they think on day-to-day basis, of what they do. And even the people in the lower class that work in these domains, like let's say mineral extraction, mining, because the job is so specialized and so automated, you're mostly working with machines. You're not working directly with minerals. Same with farming. You're not working directly with the plant. You're working with the machine that is in between the plant and yourself. So there is distancing. There is psychological distancing that follows the physical distancing from the original resource. And because of that, we have a hard time planning ahead, and we have a hard time staying grounded, literally, with our ideas and our policies, moving forward with governments, municipal to federal governments. People have lost touch with the resources that keep them alive, and so when we do stuff like artificial intelligence, we say that it's going to save time. It's going to be more efficient for the consumer, for the person using the machine. We do not account for the amount of resources that the machine is using. And that's a big point of contention right now. A lot of people saying, oh, it's using too much water. It's really resource intensive. But that's the minority of voice. It's, I think, the only objection I've seen. And one that isn't really mentioned by pro AI aficionados. So another problem is hallucinations, and that's the big point I want to talk about. Hallucinations, I think, is it's not a good way of looking at it, because hallucinations implies that the person having the hallucination would be able to distinguish, at least after the fact, between the hallucination that he is experiencing hallucination, basically. Not everybody does, but a lot of people know when they hear a voice or see something that it may not be part, or they may suspect that it may not be part of their reality. Schizophrenia, multiple personalities. There is a certain amount of awareness involved in hallucinations. Otherwise, I think you would just call it psychosis, which is a complete break, mental break from reality, right? It's not the same thing. And I think that would be a more accurate term, because the AI is breaking from reality, because a lot of people think that language models are designed to give you the truth. They give you information, but that's not the case. Language models are designed with the same intent as social media, as any kind of piece of technology really is, and that is to maximize the amount of technology being used, the amount of technology being sold, and maximize the profit of the company making the product. So, and with AI, you design the language model to keep the users entertained. So you want it coherent for the person that's using the model, regardless of whether the person is coherent, right? So if you have an incoherent person, then you're probably going to have incoherent language from the language model, from the AI. And I've started seeing a lot of articles, news articles about AI promoting mental illness, promoting people going off their meds, promoting hallucinations, promoting delusions that users may have, because the intent of the model is to keep the person entertained, to keep the person active, and to keep the person using the product so as to improve the profits of the company. So when you forget about that, because that's the environment in which we are raised. It's so normalized, we become so desensitized to it, it becomes the baseline. And so, as I was saying before, logistics completely not even relevant to the scenario, and to the people that they find it relevant. Again, it's abstract, it's left-leaning tendencies of protecting the environment in a paternalist way, protecting minorities, protecting First Nations, again, in a paternalist way. I am in a position of power and I want to protect the people that are under me, that are beneath me, because they also have the right to live. It's a very condescending way. It's not peer to peer, right? So you can have exploitation on the left as well as on the right. Both sides do it in a different way, but both sides do it. So this condescension applies here as well, because AI is meant as this efficient tool to help people somehow, but it's mostly being used to replace creative thinking, and it's also being promoted as a tool to replace creative thinking. And it's very ironic because it's a double standard, because at the same time, the people that are promoting the language models are saying that in order to use the language model efficiently or adequately, you need to know whether or not the model is lying to you. So when you ask the model a question, you need to be able to know the answer to the question to fact check whether the AI is telling you the truth or not, which defeats the purpose of AI, of the language model, because then it serves no purpose. It's going to give you information which you're going to have to double check yourself. So make a Google search at that point. It's a search engine at that point, right? Because you need to go and look at other sources the same way. And I saw this in an article, quote, you need to look at AI the same way you would look at a scientist. So if you don't trust the scientist, or you don't trust the journal, and you go look at the peer reviews and stuff, right? Oops, I think my computer's glitching. Let's see if it works.